Thank you for clicking on the videos, friends. Welcome back. In this one, we're going to be talking about 5 PlayStation 4 platformers. Let's go. Like all of our other review videos, we're going to be putting the ESRB or PEGI or SEER rating up in this corner, so you know what you're getting into if you decide you want to pick up the game. The first one we're going to talk about is Mega Man Legacy 0 and 0X. Going under settings, if you need to, there are 8 languages that you can select from. Also, similar to the other Mega Man Legacy collections, there is a lot of gallery information here, both artwork and other details that you can get into if that's in your wheelhouse. When you first fire up the game, there's a smoothing filter that is automatically applied to the display. I turned it off as I would much rather see it in all its pixely glory. However, it is there if that's something that you want to change it to. Just a note, the ZX series is much more story-driven than the other games in the Mega Man series. Not in a bad way, but it does just get a little convoluted at times. It's another great addition to the Mega Man franchise, and I would definitely recommend picking this up if it's something that looks interesting to you and if it's within your budget. The second game in this video we're going to talk about is called Unravel and Unravel 2, the Yarny Bundle. To me, Unravel is a bit of a depressing game. It seems a story of forgotten family members, and it's just kind of depressing, to be honest with you. You're a yarn character that starts out in a house, and you're going through photos to relive or see memories and play through them. Though judging by the torn up photos on the table, I don't think all seems well in the household. As you go along, you will run out of yarn, but there is more that you can pick up and add to your yarny body along the way, which lets you move a little bit further along. There are a few hidden secrets in each level that you can find with a keen eye. The game's pacing is a little bit slower, as there are some obstacles that do take a bit to look at to determine how to get past. But due to the slower pace, you can enjoy the level's details and enjoy all that's going on. The graphics with the field of depth and style of the shots are very enjoyable. Getting into Unravel 2, apparently somewhere along the way, you've learned how to swim and now you also have a friend. The graphics in Unravel 2 definitely have an updated look to them, but the attention to detail and the field of depth is still there as you're moving through the different levels. As you start up, you're being led by a floating ball of light that should be leading you somewhere, right? Because there's 2 characters now, they can merge into one super yarn character, which makes moving a little bit easier. Just remember, at certain points, you will need to have them both out. Example is using one as an anchor to swing across gaps for the other one. One thing I did notice is that some of the game shots are a bit wider, and if it's a darker area, you may want to change the character's yarn color so you'll be able to see them a little bit easier. The second game is still more on the mellow side of platforming, just like the first one. The story in Unravel 2 does seem a little bit more ominous than the first game. I haven't really heard or seen a lot about this game, but they've both been out for quite a while and are really fun. I would recommend this if you're looking for a slower, more thinking style of platformer. It's definitely fun. Third game in this video is called Salt and Sanctuary, and this is another dark game, but more so just in the lighting, and it's not something you can fix, which is not the best. Firstly, this game's lighting is just too dark. If you're playing in a room that is well lit, you're going to be having problems seeing what's going on. To start, you build your character. Most of the options are simply cosmetic. However, your class is something you will want to give a little bit of attention to. Or maybe not, as it looks like you can get into the skill tree and it's just laid bare and you can go whichever direction you want. One of the options that they give to you is your effects. And to find out the details of your effects, it's in the manual! There's a manual with this game. Pretty cool. Hopefully you got one of those with the game. Once you've built your character and you're ready to go protect the princess, and you get out there and you just absolutely get owned. Now you wash up on shore and thus begins your journey. You come across someone and you select your deity. I really don't think this matters too much either. After that, your grind fest begins. As you beat baddies, you're going to get something called salt, which is this game's version of experience. When you go back to your temple with the salt, you can then redeem it and gain a level. Also, you'll be able to get new skills at your temple as well. You'll want to know what your magic number is before you head out, so that when you get close to enough salt, you can start heading back to the temple and level up again. As you progress, you will come across other temples, so you don't have to backtrack completely. The game's a bit too grindy, in my opinion, and the fact that you can't adjust the brightness of the game is just kind of bothering me, because if it's a brightly lit room, you just can't see anything. You almost have to play it in the dark to see the game itself. If the gameplay here is something you like and you enjoy grinding to get past stuff, this might be up your alley. The fourth game in this video is called Runbow, and it's actually got a very interesting premise in how it works with color and platforming. You'll see. So as you're playing through, the background colors will change to another color and hide or show walls and platforms, or both. There's a few different gameplay modes here as well. The Epic Adventure are very quick one-shot levels for both versions of Classic Adventure as well as Saturna's Space Adventure. There's a lot of multiplayer going on here as well, so you can bring up to 4 friends along, and it's a pretty good time. The flat art style of the game is unique as well. Couple that with the game's simple premise, and it's a great time. However, that's the part that makes it so infuriating when you die over and over, when these tasks are so very simple. The run mode of the game is just that. You set up the number of levels and difficulty that you want to run in, and off you go, trying to get the best score possible. The Behemoth mode actually is a no-save version of the game, so you have to play it all in one sitting, and it keeps track of how many times you died, and I got a really high score in that one. It's a fun little game, and with the changing background colors, I think it's a great take on the genre. I would definitely recommend picking this up for your library. Last game in this video is called Matterfall, and the premise of this game is like so many others. The government has done something they shouldn't have, and it's your job to go in and clean it up. Starting up a new game, you have 3 difficulty options: Rookie, Freelancer, and Veteran. First and foremost, there's a lot to control here, and I'm not sure if the button config is the best, but you better get used to it because you can't change the button options. However, after about 15 to 20 minutes, it does become more comfortable. The loading times here are okay for the level of detail of the game, but the graphics are definitely a sight, and the particle effects that take place are a nice addition as well. As you're going through, you're going to find humans that need to be broken out of these red crystals, which some of them will actually give you a buff of some sort. The stages are quite large, but they are fairly frequent checkpoints, which definitely help out in the event of a death. Also, when you get into a good flow, the levels do just kind of breeze by. The graphics do look good, and the futuristic synthy soundtrack does lend to the atmosphere as well. The game is definitely fun, and I would highly recommend getting it for your library. There you go, friends. 5 more PlayStation 4 platformers. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give us a like. Hit the subscribe if you want notifications of our video releases. Other than that, I hope you have a good one. Be good to each other. Thanks for watching. The Yarny Bundle.